Good morning. We're just out at the field this morning, and we're going to be testing out some of the features of my DJI Mavic Air. There's a few things that I haven't tried out yet, and so we came out real early this morning. We brought the road trek out, and it was a beautiful sunrise. So we take the Mavic Air up and just take some video of the beautiful sunrise this morning. I love these early mornings where you can get just a beautiful sunrise. So many people miss the best time of the day. Early morning is just gorgeous. The weather's cooler, the winds are light, and you just get to see all these beautiful sunrises. We're just south of Daytona at our close flying field, but this morning there was just a little bit of ground fog in the on the ground there, and so we took it out, and you can just see out there into the background, just laying low, a little bit of ground fog, but that soon burns off. A beautiful sunny day this morning. We're looking north right now. And you see here's another shot. Way off in the distance, you can see the condos right along the beach. See the sun start peeking through the light clouds this morning there, just made for a beautiful sunrise. We thought we'd do a little fly down the runway and just take a lot. There's no one here yet. It's just us. We're usually the first ones out to the field in the morning. And so we thought we'd just take a little fly down the runway over top the flight stands and the shelter there and just see what it looked like. It had been really wet in the weeks before, and it's finally dried up real nicely out there. So generally these little canals that you see there on the ground are full of water on the wet season, so looks pretty good. Looks safe to fly. Thought we'd test out the return to home function. As you see the H on the ground, we brought it back in to just see how close it would land from where it took off. And so we're going to be slowly descending down, and let's just see how close it comes to landing. It's actually in the precision mode. When you take off, it takes a picture and it'll identify that picture, and here we come right straight in, and looks like we're going to be right on spot, on target. There we go. Actually it landed right where it started from. So we have the road trek setting out here. Sushi enjoys setting out there, and we have the generator running. She can stay nice and cool and warm for the mornings. She has a television out there and all the comforts of home there, so this is kind of her little home away from home getaway. We fly a little bit around the road track. We have a road track. It's a 2001 Versatile 190. Have 200 watts of solar up on the roof. We thought we'd just do a little fly around there. The DJI Mavic has this point of interest view, but I thought I would just test this out flying it manually and see what kind of view I could get around it. The Mavic Air is got a very good picture on it. The camera is excellent on it, and the quality of it will slow it down and just get nice smooth views. And so I thought I'd go ahead and see how I can manually fly a circle. Kind of like the point of view, fly around the road track and just see what kind of picture I get. The actual point of view app inside the Mavic Air will actually be a little more smoother. It'll hold the gimbal and the camera more straight there, but we didn't try it this time. We thought we'd just do a manual view and just see how it comes out. It's not too bad. It's very smooth flying. I have a Phantom 3, which isn't quite as smooth as the Mavic is. Next time we'll try doing it with the point of view app, see how it comes out. I'm sure it's going to be a lot smoother than this. We've only had the Mavic Air for a few weeks now and still getting used to things, and so far I'm extremely impressed with it. It looks like we can make it all the way around. A little jerkiness, but really not too bad for doing it manually. Let's gain a little altitude now. Use the gimbal to zoom down on the camper as we go up to probably about 100 feet. Looks like Harvey showed up. He's got his hood up, charging his batteries, so he's the first one out who filled. He's one of our oldest members in the club there, so all kind of proves the older people gets out first. And now I decided to put it in the sport mode. I haven't tried it yet. The sport mode will go twice as fast. It'll go about 42 miles an hour. And I want to just do a couple passes, just kind of get used to it, because it handles a lot faster. And so we just went up and down a few times there just to kind of see how it acts. Definitely a lot faster than in the regular mode. So sport mode, if you want to get somewhere faster, that's the way to go. I'll turn around and make another fast pass. Just trying to get a little bit used to flying a little faster. And we're flying with the DJI goggles. These goggles are amazing. The clarity of the picture, you just get a super clear picture. You can see more details, and so when you're taking pictures, you're able to get more of a precise picture of anything that you're looking at. So my friend Ralph was flying his plane, so we thought we'd see how we can do as far as tracking an airplane. Using the goggles, you are able to see planes in the air a lot easier and follow it. So what I'm trying to do is just follow him as he is out doing his flight. Generally by now you can't see the plane being small in the air, and you would lose track of it, but using the goggles, I'm able to get a real good view of it. You can see I'm kind of following him pretty good. Comes in for a little landing. Basically he did a touch and go there, and back up again he goes. So it works out pretty good being able to use the goggles to get a nice close view of someone flying in the air. I think you can actually do this follow mode there and click on the plane and let it actually follow the plane around. I haven't tried that feature yet. That's something I might try here in the future there, is to let it follow it on its own. This Mavic Air has so many features in it that you can do. It's just amazing. So my friend Todd, he come out and brought his plane out. So actually right now we've got two of them in the air at one time. Looks like they're chasing each other. I guess the new Mavics are going to have a zoom function, which would be very nice. You could zoom in on things. Todd's gonna come in, or that's Ralph. Looks like Ralph's coming in for a landing. So when I was filming this, I don't believe the Mavic 2 was out yet. They were getting ready to release that there. Mavic 2 is supposed to have zoom, or I guess you can get a 1-inch sensor, which helps with low light and clarity of your videos. Our flying field has a pretty open field except for the power lines. You have to be careful of those power lines. They've been known to eat airplanes. I was going to do a landing. Nope, another touch and go. Looks like he did a flyby there. That was another low pass. So low it almost touched the ground. I think it did touch the ground. I do believe he has landed this time. And let's get down a little bit closer to see what he's up to. See if we can zoom in on Todd. I do believe he's going to take off again. Looks like he must have been checking something out. Off he goes. He's up in the air at about 4 or 5 feet. I believe this plane's called the Artisan. He also will fly this plane with FPV with a camera on board and use the goggles. But right now he doesn't have the camera on it, so he's just flying the line of sight. Another low pass. I do believe he came in for a landing that time. Let's spy on him. Watch him walk back to the flight deck. I think he realizes right now we are watching him. As you can see, me sitting in my chair with the goggles on. What a cool way to fly your drone. This area here is looking north, and there's a nice patch of trees there with the county has a landfill over here. So let's just fly over here and see what we can see. At this point, I haven't really flown the Mavic Air very far away, so this will probably be the furthest that I've flown it since I've had it, which has only been a few weeks. At this point, we're not flying in the sport mode, but just using the slower mode. Sometimes we'll fly our racing drones through these trees. It's really fun flying in and out of the trees. There's just enough room in them that you can fly in between them and get quite a view. You can also record those, but not the quality you get with the Mavic Air. This big mound of dirt down here is part of an old landfill. They don't use it anymore. This is where they have covered up garbage. It's basically a big pile of garbage being decayed down. It's probably about, I'm going to say 15 to 20, maybe feet taller the dirt is. You see it's taller than those trees. This area out here, there was an old deer stand that first I came across there, didn't think it was still there. As I get a little closer there, you'll see it off to the left right now, off to the right. And it is still there. Last year we had Hurricane Irma came through, and last year this stand was intact. As you just see it, you can see the top where there was a roof on it. It's been all blown apart. It's partially standing, but Irma looks like she took her number on it there and got it in pretty bad shape there. There's a hunting club back here, and I believe they use this as a deer stand to track deer down. Gotta be careful of these power lines. Those lines will hit you. You gotta be above them or below them. Let's take a little trip to the south now. You see our entire flying field in view, the runway and our shelters. They mow this entire area up here occasionally, but right now it needs mowed in a real bad way. What I understand, they're going to be doing that soon. And we're coming across the field. You can see our road trek parked there. We kind of park it back here in the corner because we like to run the generator and run the AC, and it keeps the noise level down from the other part of the shelter. Got a big wooded area out through here. You see the trailers with that. These are the giant scale 3D airplane guys. They come down here and they put on quite a show with their gasoline powered 3D airplanes. They set up canopies and have a good time out here. But this is the road coming into our flying field. As you see, it's just miles and miles of wooded area on beyond this point. all that wood gets pretty wet in the wet season, which we're still in a wet season, but we've had a reprieve from the wetness, and it's drying out a little bit. It's like a car coming down the lane, coming into the field. There's a nice little creek that runs right alongside the road as it's coming in there. This road's about a mile from the main road. It's quite a little distance. We go back to get back to the flying field. As you can see, mile for mile woods, nothing but trees. So if we come back up across, I thought we'd just fly sideways here a little bit and feature the wooded area. The Mavic Air has sensors. It's got 2 sensors in the front, 2 in the back, and 2 on the bottom, but it has no side sensors. So if you come up on something in the front or back or bottom, it'll sense it and actually stop. But the side sensor has no sensors on it. So I'm thinking the Mavic Air 2 will have side sensors. So when you're flying sideways like this, you gotta keep in mind what's beyond you, because you could run into a tree or another object and get yourself in trouble. This whole area is pretty wildlife out there. There's bobcats and bears, and I've heard there is gator out there. I've never seen a gator. I haven't seen a bear, but I've seen bobcats, seen turkeys, tons of turkeys, a lot of wild birds. And I'm sure there's rattlesnakes and other types of snakes out there. When it's wet, you go out there and you'll be knee to waist high in water just underneath those trees. I decided I'd take her up in the air a little higher. We're gonna go up a total of 350 feet. This will be the highest point that I've taken it yet since I got it. 400 foot is the maximum level that you're allowed to fly to stay in the safe zone. If you look straight ahead in the center of the screen, that's Daytona International Speedway. That's the grandstands that you're seeing there. On over this way, looking north, is the landfill, and there is actually a water treatment plant back here. We'll see the treatment plant here to the left coming in. And the dirt section here below is the area I flew over just a minute ago. We're going to do a 360-degree pan around. And as we come around here, you're looking towards the west. You see, Florida has a lot of trees, a lot of empty space with nothing in it but swamps. As we come around here, we're going to be looking towards the south now. You notice these electric lines, how far off they go. See the pathway as far as you can see, those electric lines will go. This little green area you see coming on to the left, these are tropical fish farms. They raise tropical fish there. Another one of my hobbies. And off this way, you're seeing the city of Port Orange, and you see the condos over by the beachside. Decided now to fly. I have a winged plane, and you can put a camera on it, fly it FPV, but I've got a GoPro in it this morning, and it has a stabilization system that in this flight here, it just didn't seem like it was working all that well. I'm basically flying this line of sight with the GoPro camera on the inside. You get a nice view. It's really fun to fly FPV. Just don't know why this, it was just very shaky on this flight. You see it's just not stabilizing like it is, so not sure what was going on, but this flight just wasn't working right. Just a lot of movement. And I came back around and got myself in trouble just about here. And bam, we're on the ground. Kind of lucky it didn't hurt nothing. Not a scratch on it. We'll have to try it again another time. This is a fun little plane I flew earlier this morning. It's called an Expert. Very stable. It also has a camera on board. You can fly it FPV. Right now I'm just flying at line of sight. It will hover. You can flip the switch and go into airplane mode and fly it around like an airplane. You see, you can just like do 360s with it. It'll fly back and forth. The sky was beautiful this morning. We flew this early on. This little plane doesn't take like a lot of wind, and so I always like to fly it early in the morning, but you see I'm going into forward flight. You flip the switch and it'll go forward there, and here we go. We're into forward flight. Fly it just like a now. Set this on my camera on a tripod, and occasionally I was flying in and out of the framework. You see, it just flies like a regular airplane, but then you can flip the switch, go back into the hover mode again, and that's what we're doing here. Now it's back into a hover mode and fly it kind of like a helicopter or a drone. And fly it very close to myself. I'm able to move the camera around because it was kind of hard to fly and take video at the same time, so the camera is a little higher than what I want it to be. You see I'm getting it like real close to myself. You fly it left or right. It actually flies better left or right than it does forward and backwards. See, I can fly all around myself. Do some spins. Let's see if I can land it and catch it by hand. Bring it right over to yourself, right over top of your head. Almost think I could land it on my head. And here we go. Let's reach out. Grab a hold, flip the motors off, and I got it. This little thing, this is a racing quad we're flying now. We took the same pad that we used to land the Mavic Air with. We're going to see how close we can land the racing quads. So I took off here. You notice all these dragonflies around? It's hard to tell whether you're flying a dragonfly or flying your quad. This time of year, those things are just all over the place. They look like little racing quads. It's funny how the different bugs will come out different time of year, and this time of year you get a lot of these dragonflies. Good thing I'm flying FPV, or I'd probably try to land a dragonfly. I just went by with the racing quad, and you really couldn't tell the difference. Yeah, I should be coming in for a landing here short. We'll see if I can land it right on that little pad with the H on it. And I went by once there. That's another dragonfly there. Another dragonfly. Suppose the dragonflies could land on the pad? Bet they could. Almost fooled myself, thought that was me coming in, but again, another dragonfly. You can fly these for about 5 minutes, but here I come. Coming in for a landing. See an airplane go by. Let's see if I can land it right on the spot or not. When you get right over it, you can't sit because the camera's facing forward. No, took off. I go for another one. I didn't get comfortable with that one coming in. A lot of things flying in the air, and some of them aren't airplanes. Here I come again, try for another landing. Let's see if I can hit it on the nose. I can see it almost just off the center. Not bad for first try. I'll walk out here and pick it up there and retrieve it. I think my friend Todd's going to try it too, see if he can do it. Here's Todd, he's all ready to go. He's in the air at this point. Let's see if he can bring it in and land it right on the spot. There's the landing pine with the big H on it for the home spot. There he's going around. They look so small in the air, it's hard to zoom in on them and see them. Again, they look like a bug. So here he comes. Coming in for landing. He's got a nice, smooth, slow approach. He's a bouncing. Nah, he just missed it. Hope you enjoyed our flight. Hope you enjoyed the little bit about the Mavic Air and an early morning out of the flying field. If you do, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to our page, and have any comments, leave them in the comments section.